What's up guys, Rhino here and welcome back to another FIFA 21 video on the channel and welcome back to my ultimate team. Wanted to take a look today guys at some of the brand new content that EA have released. It was a little bit dry to be honest this week, but they've actually done quite well in my opinion with the 6 PM content on the Thursday, although this video might go live Friday morning, so I'll say Thursday instead of today. But just before we do get fully into the video though guys, I just want to say thank you very much for the support on the previous video, the rewards video. We've smashed it, to be fair. It's doing really well, so thank you very much. If you are enjoying the content on the channel at the moment, leave a like if you want to. It helps me out a lot. But yeah, you've smashed it on the last video for sure. So we're going to take a look at the content. There's no new objectives because it's the new season tomorrow. So hopefully the content's going to be even better tomorrow, which I'm excited for. So far we don't actually know if there's going to be a new promo, so I'm thinking it could be the Icon SBCs. They're either going to be literally tomorrow or they'll be next Friday, but then that would be Black Friday, so I don't know too much about that. But that's not really what we're going to be focusing on anyway today. It's going to be this particular SBC right here, this Flashback Sami Khedira SBC. There's a couple of other things that EA did bring out, so there's like a player up Jonathan Bamba. It's quite expensive to be honest. They brought out this kit SBC and then also the marquee matchups, but we're going to be focusing on this Sami Khedira SBC today, and I was quite excited when I first saw this one. Very excited. Of course, I've not used the card yet, and it's I'm a little bit like could be a gamble because there's potential that this card might not be great, and I'm a little bit concerned. But I'm gonna go ahead and complete him anyway. But obviously, the last SBC video I did was the Alexandro Road to the Final. And of course this works perfectly. I mean, I said I wanted to get Alexandro because I wanted to link to Ronaldo when I eventually buy Ronaldo. Well, we can get Khedira. That's another green link. So that's a nice little triangle that we can get going there between Ronaldo, Khedira and Alexandro. So it makes sense for me personally, which was a big reason why I've decided to go for it. But we'll have a look at the card, we'll have a look at what we got to put in, and then I'll play a few games with it and we'll do a little player review on it as well, and I'll get a few highlights of games that he's played in basically. So first and foremost, let's have a look. 6'2", 4-star weak foot, always nice as a centre mid. For me personally, he'd be playing in like a 4-4-2 as the kind of more defensive of the two centre midfielders, so I think he could do quite well. Skill moves are irrelevant for me personally, especially in that position. Medium work rates is maybe a little bit like it's not bad. I think ideally you'd want like high defensive work rates, but it's not a disaster. It's definitely not a disaster. We have a look at the in-game stats. Oh, I mean the traits, he's literally got no traits, so yeah, we don't really need to look at that. So we'll go straight to the in-game stats. Pace is decent. This has been a serious letdown with all of his cards on FIFA forever, is that he's just so slow. Like nobody would ever use him. To be honest, he's one of these footballers you kind of like forget that he actually exists. I don't know if it's just because he's never played in the Premier League, but I feel like I haven't seen him play in about 10 years since he was at like Real Madrid. But I did actually have a look at his career, like how many games he's played. I think he's been ravaged with injuries over the course of his career. He's not managed to get many appearances in at like Madrid or Juventus. In fact, I think this SBC actually says that it's supposed to be celebrating his prolific 2012-2013 La Liga Santander season. Well, I had a look on Wikipedia. I mean, it's not necessarily the most reliable source, but I had a look on Wikipedia, and it said I think it was like 25 games and 3 goals in the league. I don't know what they mean by prolific there. Normally you describe a prolific player as somebody who scores a lot of goals, but I don't know, they obviously mean it in a different way there, EA, but yeah, decent nonetheless. I guess it's like his best season they had. Shooting stats are kind of irrelevant, but they're actually decent. They're pretty decent. This guy I would say is more of a CDM. I personally would whack a shadow card on him to bump that pace right up, pretty much max out that defending. You don't really need to do anything with the shooting. The physical's phenomenal. You don't really touch that. I think passing and dribbling's superb as well. I'm quite surprised they're as high as they are actually for this player. So I think pace and defending is what you want to be going for sure. Like I said, like passing stats, like short passing 93, long passing 90, superb. Dribbling, he's got great reactions, great ball control, great dribbling, great composure. Agility and balance, maybe a letdown. Maybe you'd want to go for like an engine, possibly. I think that would probably boost the agility and the balance, definitely less dribbling. That could be the way to go if you wanted to do that, but obviously I'll test him with a shadow, so we'll test him without the boost. Defensive and physical stats, like I said, just absolutely superb. So What do we need to do to get our hands on this card? Now, there's actually quite a disparity between the two squads. This first one makes it look ridiculously cheap. One Real Madrid or Piemonte Calcio player with one team of the week and an 83 rated squad. That is going to be extremely cheap to do, and it's going to get us a jumbo gold pack as well in return. But it's the second squad that's going to bump the cost up. You know, this one's an 86 rated squad. You just need one German player, no special cards or anything like that. But yeah, an 86 rated squad, 75 chemistry and 70 chemistry on the two squads as well, which obviously not too difficult, but it means you have to get players that are linked to a certain extent, so it could maybe bump the price up a little bit, but I wouldn't say that really affects the price too much in my opinion. So, first one, called Person Present. This is what I have gone for, so I'm going to go for. I don't know if it's necessarily the cheapest solution, but it's fairly cheap. I'd say it's up there. I mean, I've got a lot of 81s and 82s because I've got an Alexandro that I packed in my rewards today that you guys saw. Obviously untradeable. I've already got his road to the final card, so it's just fodder to me. Skriniar, who... yeah, that wasn't in my rewards video. That was something I got that earlier on by doing a few objectives. So I got him again, fodder. Yeah, we've got Ilicic there at right back. We've got Paul Lopez. That is my inform. I've had him for ages. This Palomino. Then we've got De Ruyne, Fabian or Fabian, and then Khedira himself. Robin Gosens, Correa, and Lazari there. So just a full Serie A team. Just because I could basically. You don't have to go full Serie A. You know, I've got 99 chemistry. I've more than fulfilled the chemistry requirements, but I had the players there, so I was like, why not? Just makes sense to do it. So whack that in, and then we've also got. We don't want to open that just yet. Die Mannschaft, which is obviously for the German national team. So yeah, one German player, 86 rated squad. I have a few German players in this team, to be fair, but the one that I actually put in specifically for us was actually Toni Kroos, 88 rated, just because I thought I whack him in. He's a classic example of SBC fodder, and you whack him in straight away. It's going to make the rest of the team a lot easier to fulfill because you're not going to need anywhere near as high rated cards to go in. Hence why I've got a couple of 84s in there, which works quite nicely. But from the bottom, we've got Leno in goal. So you could use that as your German player if you wanted to. He's linking to Henderson and Laporte. We've got Henderson at centre back. It works. He's dirt cheap for an 86. Laporte is actually the only player in this whole SBC that I've actually bought. Everything else was already in my club. So this has only cost me 22k. Thankfully, I mean, for some people it costs a lot more. We got Goretzka in at right back just because he's getting a perfect link to Gnabry on the right mid position there. Icardi's just filling it in. Icardi's 85 rated. He's just filling it in. He's in the link. Jesus Navas, Koke, Isco, obviously Kroos, and then Suarez up front. Players are kind of in odd positions. Also, we've got a right back at left mid, a centre mid at right back, and a striker at left back. But it just works the best for how the players link up for like the club and nationality links. And we just about get the chemistry. If you guys was to do this, I think it would come in at possibly under 70 chemistry if you buy it all off the market, because I'm getting a few loyalty boosts here. But like I said, I wouldn't necessarily just like completely copy the solution just because it's probably not the cheapest that's out there. It just works the best for me. So we're going to throw that in and get the Prime Mix Players Pack right there. And of course, the Khedira card. And just before we obviously go in and test him out, we'll open up the packs. And also just want to have a look at like different alternatives as well. If you guys don't necessarily, you know, if you're a little bit unsure, you think, oh, why would I go for him when I could get so-and-so or so-and-so. We'll have a look at the alternatives. So we'll whack him into the club. I've already got a pre-built team that's ready for him to go straight into. Let's have a look. Let's go on here. So, well, I did put him in the concept. We'll have to put him in club ways. So basically, this team I just use for the, you know, the objective where you get like a limit of 12 games. You got to win 6. I was using a Serie A one. I had Milinkovic Savic in the centre mid role. That was my 8 UCL cards. I just whacked Khedira straight into this team. I didn't really mind the team. It was alright. But I will jump into division rivals to play this just because the rivals rank, not the rank, the rivals games they've replenished now, haven't they? So we can start earning points for that. So I've just got this team ready for that basically. So Khedira is going to go in there. He'll play as a slightly more defensive midfielder. Nainggolan will play slightly more attacking. But in terms of like players that you could get instead, there's not a lot. one thing I really do like about Khedira, he's quite a unique nationality and league combination. So if you just search like any position, German Serie A players, if I get it on concept, so there's Khedira, Gosens, and then you're dropping straight down to like Dem and Younes. So it's quite a unique combination of nationality and league links there. There's not many German Serie A players, so it's quite useful. And it is, often when you get unique combinations like that, it's because players are in kind of off leagues, but this is a guy who plays for a top nation in a top league, and he's got a unique set. So I think that's quite useful personally for him. It gives you a lot more options for squad building. You can get some different players together that you maybe can't normally get into the same team. So very, very good there. He's actually one of the better... why is this so laggy? Seriously, these menus. I swear they're making the menus worse on the PS4 just because the PS5's out now. I swear, like, they've never been as bad as this. It's one of their classic techniques. But anyway, so CDM's in Serie A. Nobody there that's better than Khedira, like, for sure. If you look at centre mids, straight away it's the highest rated. You could say Vidal. I personally would say Khedira is going to be better than Luis Alberto. He's going to be better than Milinkovic Savic. There's nobody there that's going to compare at all. Maybe this Kessie card, especially if he gets a couple of boosts, but that's very much long term. This Khedira is here, right now. And like Cams, nothing that plays a similar sort of role. Maybe Raja, but obviously normally you're going to have more than one centre mid. Like I've got Raja's normal card. Can't have his normal and his what card is that? Is it a rule breaker? Yeah, we can't have his rule breaker as well. So Eriksen's not going to fulfill the same sort of role. So in terms of that type and that builder player, you're not going to get any better for Serie A. If we have a look at German, there's one or two. Most of them are icons though. Let's go German CDM. God, it's very slow, isn't it? Oh my god. So there's Kimmich. But again, I don't think Kimmich is as good, in my opinion. I think Kimmich is a classic example of some SBC fodder now. There's Kroos that's fodder. Goretzka's an option. If you wanted to go for like an informed Goretzka, you could argue that might be better. But I say he's going to be fairly costly. Slightly different player, a bit more attacking. Not necessarily like a proper all-out defensive midfielder. Other than that, there's not a lot. You're looking at like Schweinsteiger, Ballack, Lahm, like those sort of players that you could put in there. So there's not actually that many alternatives. So I honestly, I think this could be a really, really good card to go for, and I'm excited to try him out. So quickly whack the shadow card on, we'll quickly open the packs, and then we'll jump in and give him a go. Shadow there. What does that actually put his stats to? So it gives him 80 acceleration, 91 sprint speed. It puts his interception to 99, heading accuracy up to 89, defensive awareness up to 93, standing tackle up to 98, and slide tackle up to 96. So that is pretty godly, to be fair. I'm definitely going to use him in my weekend league team for sure. I'm going to have him and Alexandra. I might even just go for a Serie A team. I'm kind of considering it. I quite enjoyed using those players. I'm probably just going to upgrade that team a little bit for my weekend league squad. Here we go. We've got Jumbo Gold pack and the other, I think it's a Prime Mix Players pack. Try and make some coins back, hopefully, from this. Nothing here, though. Not even a board, unfortunately. Kolarov, though, 82 rated, not too bad. If you could make coins back from these packs, that's just a bonus. That's going to reduce the cost of the SBC even further. But I wouldn't really rely on that, just because they're not the greatest of packs, if I'm being totally honest. But you never know. Pack luck's pack luck. Like, if your luck's in, your luck's in. If EA want you to get a good player, you can get them. Whether it's a 5k pack or a 125k pack, if they want you to get the cards, you're going to get them. So we'll do the Prime Mix Players pack to finish this off. 6 rares in this. Not a walkout, not a board either, which is a shame. Hausenberg, so 282 rated left backs who are extremely slow. Wow. There's a lot of duplicates. I like getting some silvers into my team though. Good for the League SBC grind once that gets fully up and running. We'll sell all this just to try and get some coins. But yeah, like I said guys, we're going to be lining up in the 4-4-2 formation with Khedira. I'll just quickly show the squad one more time just so you're fully aware of what the situation is for the player. So yeah, Donnarumma in goal, Cuadrado, Manolas, Koulibaly, Alexandro, Hakimi, Khedira, Nainggolan, Gosens, Immobile and Dybala in that formation. We're going to play the 4-4-2. Let's go ahead and try out this brand new card. Khedira's going all the way. He's been fouled. Chops back. Someone's in his way, but it doesn't matter. Great goal. Well, I didn't expect him to be scoring much, I've got to say. Good tackle. Khedira with interception. Oh, it's got to be a foul in there, come on. I wonder if he can take a free kick. Probably not. Might as well wind one up of him regardless. Why not? His stats are really poor, but why not? Let's try and bang it in with him. It's a bit of fun, isn't it? Oh, that's probably going to miss. I didn't realise how wide that was. Oh my god. Ooh. Oh, another interception by Khedira. Go on, hit that. Oh. Oh, Khedira got back in then, got that tackle in as well. And that one. Oh my god. Shame giving the ball away, but it's just everywhere. Gets into that challenge as well. Superb. Nice, Khedira. Khedira gets the ball back again. We could break from this. Gosens will just smash it. Oh, unlucky. Nearly. Can he bang it with his left peg? Oh my god, he can! Wow. Wow. What a strike. Oh, he's get the replay. The cheek. Oh, what a tackle. Well, it was a messy goal, but it all came from Khedira's crunching challenge. It always needs something like that in this game. This guy's got a really good team. He's not rage quitting, is he? Alright then, guys, so you've seen a few highlights of a couple of games that I played with Khedira there. All in all, to be honest, I actually was quite happy with his performances. I thought he was quite solid. He kind of did what I would expect. You know, you kind of expect him just to be quite a solid player that would just basically sit in the midfield, protect the defence, kind of anchor the team. He did that really well. Surprisingly, he actually scored 2 goals in the 3 games that we played. I really didn't expect him to score at all, to be honest. Absolute cracker with his left foot as well, if you guys remember that one. Really, really good strike. So yeah, all in all, very, very good card. Any sort of potential drawbacks, I would say, is probably like his pace a little bit. Even with the shadow card, he kind of seemed a bit slow, which I thought was unusual. I guess it's just like the acceleration on the card. I think once he gets going, he's fine, but it's just the acceleration still maybe a little bit low. And I'm sort of tempted to maybe try him with like an engine instead of a shadow, just because I think it might not necessarily be the pace. It might actually be that when he has the ball at his feet, his agility and his balance, because they're not quite as high, maybe that makes him feel slower. So I'm thinking maybe like an engine, or if I may be wrong. I believe an engine does agility and balance, but if it doesn't, another chem style that does it, to basically see if he feels a bit smoother on the ball, and maybe that's what I need to do. So I need to experiment with a few different chemistry styles, but from the impression I got of a shadow, really, really solid. I would 100% recommend him, to be honest. He won so many tackles, so many interceptions. There's plenty that you guys don't even see in the highlights reel there, just because it's just a bit samey, you know what I mean? But I'm not going to show them all, but yeah, really, really good. he actually complements Raja really well as well in this formation. I think for this formation you definitely need a box-to-box player alongside him, someone who can kind of get about the pitch. Because like I said, he wasn't like really mobile, but in terms of like a play, just kind of kept it simple, won the ball, passed it off, did a great job. He didn't get any assists in the 3 games, which I was actually quite surprised about because he was involved quite a lot, but I guess he just was kind of like the secondary assist almost, like he was the guy that was assisting the guy who assisted the goal essentially. Um, so he did well. He did what I wanted him to do. I think, to be honest, if you played him in maybe like a 4-1-2-1-2 narrow or any sort of formation that had like a sole CDM, I think he'd do great in one of those formations as well, literally just sitting directly in front of the back four. But for me in the 4-4-2 worked really great. Like I said, someone with good energy and someone that can kind of do a bit of everything. And you know, like a midfielder that you can rely on to do some of the offensive work as well, because Khedira is not going to quite do it as well. But someone like Nainggolan who can do the offensive work works great. I'm not sure if I'd recommend having like a cam in this role. I know like Raj is listed as a cam, but he's a box-to-box midfielder. He's always been a box-to-box midfielder. When I say cam, I'm talking like Alejandro Gomez, like a real flair, lightweight sort of player. I wouldn't recommend someone like that alongside him. And I wouldn't recommend another CDM because I just think you would have no creativity, no flair in the team, and no mobility. So I think someone like Raja complements him quite well. Maybe like a Vidal would be another option if you wanted to go with that. Yeah, all in all, honestly, fantastic card, guys. I think for the price, I think it's a respectable price. I wouldn't say it's a bargain. It's not a bargain. I mean, it's 150k if you were to buy it from scratch. I wouldn't say it's a bargain, but I think when you consider that the links that this card could have down the line in the game and the links that it has right now, great card, great value. For me personally, it cost me 22k because I obviously had a lot of the players in my club already. So it was a bit of a no-brainer, really. Bit of a no-brainer, and obviously, like I pointed out before, there's not many alternatives. So if you are looking specifically for a really solid Serie A midfielder, he's your man right now. He is your man. Of course, Icon SBC is going to be around the corner very soon. This is probably what EA want you to do, is to sink your fodder. I'm not going to lie. They probably want us to do this and sink our fodder into players like him. But I don't really mind that I've done it, to be honest. I've got plenty of fodder in my club. My club was stacked anyway. Plenty of coins as well for Icon SPCs down the line, and I'm one of these people. I love to grind the game anyway with like bronze pack method and all that, so I'm happy to grind to the Icon SPCs. So if any of you guys are kind of saving your fodder for them, maybe don't do it. Maybe just like hold out and just wait to see what the Icon SPCs are. You never know. It could be a Philip Lahm. We don't know. It could be a Philip Lahm CDM card that's really cheap, and then you'd be like, well, I don't need to do this. So maybe hold off. But for me personally, for the content stuff, I want to get out of it straight away for you guys so you can see what he's like. And like I said, very solid card. Totally recommend. Worth the coins in my opinion. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. Bit of a longer video today, of course. Always going to be on a player review. If you did enjoy it though, if you found it useful, if it's helped you out, smash a like button. Really helps me out. I much appreciate it. Comment to let me know what you think of the player, if you have done him, if you think that he's worth it or not in terms of like the coins. Yeah, just like your general thoughts, really. I'd just be interested to see. Obviously, I get like a bit of a gauge on Twitter what some people think, but I'd be interested to see your guys' opinions as well. And obviously, yeah, if you want to keep up to date with all the new content that comes out on the channel, if you haven't subscribed already, you want to do so, you can keep up to date. Just turn on the little notification bell, and then you'll be updated when all the videos do go live. But that is going to be it from me, guys. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you later.